So now we're just off to go and see Nudie Beach, which isn't Nudie Beach, and then probably go to the pool and the bar.
So the walk to Nudie Beach is good, but if you're as dyspraxic and unbalanced as Nicole
And Alex, he tripped twice on his flip-flop.
just take it steady and watch your footing.
So, it's about a 45-minute return to Nudie Beach on the track. It's quite uphill, it's not tarmacked very well, if at all. There's steps and stuff, steps made of rocks, and you're going to most likely fall if you're wearing flip-flops. Lots of people, pretty much everyone wearing flip-flops, weren't they?
Yep.
You can do it in flip-flops, we just did it in flip-flops. And it's worth it, so definitely do it if you can do it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful beach.
But maybe wear more appropriate footwear than we did. About to go out for tea now. We're going to where we went last night, just the bar. Alex says we're going to the bar because the restaurant has an overly pretentious menu, and to be fair, it was a little bit. There was like, what, 4 or 5 mains? So there were 4 proper mains on the menu. One was like steak, weren't it? One was like chicken roulade with like wild mushrooms, which sounds awful. That's the only thing that I'd eat. Then what were the other ones like? Swordfish and some other seafood, and I don't like seafood. And then the news has just told us that Nudie Beach is the #1 best beach in Australia. I'm not going to take my camera tonight just because it's really dark in the bar bit. You can't really see anything. And I think it's dark now outside, so we've missed out on like the sunset, which is really, really pretty, and we won't see that tomorrow because we'll be back. We've had a really, really good day, and we highly recommend coming here. It's like you're on holiday, like you're on an all-inclusive holiday. That's how good it is. It's not all-inclusive, but you know, still good. Good morning. It is my birthday. It is the 22nd of December. I look really, really tired. We check out today. It's the first day that we're having breakfast. I sort of packed nearly all my stuff up last night. Alex is just sorting all his clothes out now. We check out at 10 and it's like gone 8 o'clock. So gonna go eat breakfast and then come up, get our stuff and check out. We don't leave on the boat until 5. So we're gonna go do some walking. See you in a bit.
This is what we call the green sea turtle. Yeah, so around the world there's a total of 7 species of turtles, sea turtles. We're lucky enough that here in the Great Barrier Reef we got 6 of them. Although they call the green sea turtle, if you actually have a look at him closer, it actually doesn't look anywhere near the color green at all, does it? But the reason why it's called the green sea turtle is because among all the 7 species, this is the only herbivorous species. Yeah, so when he's an adult, he actually eats a lot of seagrass, eats all the algae, to actually make his fat content greenish in color. So that's why they call it the green sea turtle. The shell first is made of keratin. So what he's doing is he's actually using that pipe at the bottom as like a scratching pad. Yeah, so this is Jet, like I told you just now. Jet was found floating right in front of Foxy's bar over here. Ate all the trash. He was floating for, oops, enjoying the scratch. And he was floating for 2 months. Yeah, so that whole 2 months he didn't have any food at all. So when he was brought into us, he was very, very skinny. He was very, very weak. Most of us thought he couldn't make it. He wasn't eating for the first 3 weeks. So we thought, oh, Jet couldn't make it. But thankfully for him, he recovered well and he's doing well today. He managed to clear all the trash. He was found in July, and by September he cleared all his trash. We found a lot of all those lolly wrappers inside his body. And yeah, once he cleared all his trash, he's able to swim, he's able to dive down, and look at him today. Doing pretty well. So there he goes, off you go, you're gonna swim around. Like I told you, just need warming up, and you can actually see what a very, very gentle creature they actually are. So look at him, still scratching the bottom bit. Yep. So well, another thing I can tell you about Jet is, first thing is, well, people always like to know more about these sea turtles, is they like to know their age. Jet is a juvenile sea turtle. That means it's approximately around 10 to 15 years old. Usually it can live 60 to 80 years. How we estimate their age, we have to look at their behaviors. Yeah, green sea turtle is much more easier because I told you they're herbivorous. The adults are herbivorous. The younger ones though, they're similar to all the human kids. They don't like the vegetables. Yeah, so the younger ones are usually a bit carnivorous because when they're growing up, they're what I call opportunistic eaters, especially the smaller ones. Jet here, only recently he starts showing preference for the greens, and that's how we can tell he's a juvenile. So once he becomes a full-grown adult, that's when he becomes purely carnivorous. So you can actually see very, very curious young animal. Have a look at him, looking at it, and then he might have a bite there. Although I'm feeding him what I call a bit of a lettuce here, this is not his main diet he get all around here, because like I told you here, it's what we call the fat farm. So usually what we do is we actually feed them a lot of carnivorous diet. Yeah, we feed them a bit of squid, a bit of whiting fish, a bit of tiger prawns. So have a look, we got seafood buffet running every day here for them. Yep, so lucky turtles. Yeah, because we feed them all these high quality protein diets, make sure they get fats as fast as possible. And Jet itself, this morning, he loved his squids. Yeah, this morning itself, he had a total of 35 squids. Not bad for a small fella, isn't it? Yeah, 35 squid. If I can barbecue all the squid, I can feed all of you over here. Yeah, so that's how much Jet had to have this morning. And you can actually still see, despite having that 35 squid, there's still room for some vegetables in it. So yeah, there you go, Jet. I hope you finish all the lettuce over here. I might throw a bit more for you to have a look at him eating over here. That's the only way to get it out. So you can actually see, despite him moving around, eating, chomping down on food, it's still a very, very gentle, very, very polite creature actually. You can actually have a look at how swimming, it looks like it's swimming underwater. Well, just a couple more over here, finish up with vegetables. I might pop in a bit more down here for you to have a look. Last piece for him. Alright, so while he's eating over here, while he's swimming around and eating over here, I might tell you a thing or two about them as well. You might actually caught on to what I'm saying just now, because sometimes I call Jet a she, sometimes I call him a he. I couldn't make up my mind as well. Yeah, because although I call him a boy though, but we're still not 100% sure yet. 70% sure I think he's a boy. The only reason, because he got a bottomless pit. That's about it. Yeah, but usually though we can't tell unless it's invasive. The only way we can tell if it's a male or female based on external features is by looking at the tail. If you happen to see a sea turtle that have a very, very long tail, could be half the length of the shell, you're looking at an adult male. Yeah, short tails are usually reserved for females, or in this case, it's immature ones. Yeah, so because doesn't mean he doesn't have that long tail yet, doesn't mean he's not a male, because that long tail will only start to develop when he reaches sexual maturity. And for green sea turtles in Australia though, it's a late age of 35. Yeah, can you guys imagine that sexual maturity at 35? So for poor little Jet over here, if he's a male, he has to wait another 20 years before he has to make it. But still, actually the reason why he likes to scratch himself is because his shell though, it's actually, well, it's different from all the snails or even from the crab. It's not an exoskeleton. His shell is actually made from a protein component called keratin. Yeah, so just like a fingernails, like the hair, he got a lot of nerves running through his back actually. And you can actually see how much he's enjoying it. Yeah, Jet haven't get used to it over yet. Previously we got Woodson here who's really enjoying that stuff. So you can actually see how much he's feeling a bit of a sensation. Despite them being, it's actually a pretty hard shell, but despite them having a hard shell, you can actually see how much is actually enjoying that big scrap. Alright, Jen, you eat your vegetables, you're a good boy, so you get all the scratch, alright? You just need to eat more vegetables. Alright, so yeah, despite having that very, very tough shell, they're pretty sensitive. You can feel it at the back, you can feel it at the bottom. So yeah, that's thing. One last thing though I'd like to share about with you, something that's pretty fascinating about them. That's a sentence we use to describe them. We like to call the males though, we like to call the males of the sea turtle usually the cool dudes, and we call the females the hot babes. Yeah, you can use this to remember about them, because sea turtles though, they're actually one of the few animals that when he's developing, inside the eggs is temperature that actually determines their sex. Yeah, so if the eggs get too hot, they become females. If it gets too cold, they become males. Yeah, so hot babes and cool dudes. Remember it for the rest of your life now.
So we've just finished the turtle rehab centre tour, and it was really good and well worth money. It was like $8.80, and all that money goes to the rehabilitation of the turtles. And the guy that was doing it was like a volunteer and whatnot, and very, very knowledgeable. He said he was a marine biologist, and he told us a lot, didn't he?
Yeah.
So if you come, definitely do that. We've just been in the pool this morning, and I went for some lunch, and now we're waiting for our 5 o'clock ferry back. What time is it? Nearly 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 more hours and then we're off home. So we've had a good day.